this year, 2024, the theme for the World Contraceptive Day is a choice for all, freedom to plan, power to choose. Now, the theme highlights that every individual must be guaranteed the freedom to protect their reproductive health and to plan their family, access to contraception, to bodily autonomy, and achieve one's full potential. Now, this helps reduce adolescent births, prevent maternal deaths, and further gender equality. In studio is Edna. And Edna, we do not want to assume that kila mtu anajua what contraceptives are. So for the initiated, for those who don't know, what are contraceptives?
Yeah, thank you. Contraceptives, these are methods which help couples to plan or when to get their children, the number of children at the right time. Yeah.
So they help people plan and when to get the number of children at the right time.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the different types of contraceptives that we have?
We have different types of contraceptives. We have the hormonal, non-hormonal, and also we have the traditional methods. In hormonal methods, we have the IUCD, which is intrauterine contraceptive device. And we also have the implants. We have injectables. We have pills, we have patches, and we have the emergency pills.
That's now hormonal.
That's hormonal. And then non-hormonal, we have also the intrauterine contraceptive device, the commonly which people call it coil. And we can also have the condoms.
Ukisema hormonal na non-hormonal, vijana wananiangalia hapa studioni wanashangaa hizo ni nini?
Na float mbaya.
Hizo ni nini? You know, I get it, but somebody else is listening and saying hormonal, non-hormonal.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Hormonal ni zile ambazo zina alter kwenye hormone zako zenye zitakusaidia so that you cannot get pregnancy. And then the non-hormonal, they work locally at the uterus mostly, like the IUCD, which also prevents you to get pregnant. Yeah, and also we have the traditional methods.
We do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Traditional methods, like a long time ago, we didn't have the modern contraceptives. We had the breastfeeding for 6 months, exclusive breastfeeding. Can also help in prevention of pregnancy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that one of the is that a traditional method?
Yeah, that's a traditional method because you don't use any contraceptives at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if a mother exclusively breastfeeds for 6 months, no interruption, then it helps control that.
Yeah, without giving any feed to a child, to the baby that is breastfeeding. Yeah.
Okay.
It can help. Yeah.
All right. Now, how do I choose? I've heard of people talk about, you've said there's hormonal, there's non-hormonal. How do I choose the best type of contraceptive to go for?
The best method of birth control for you is one that is safe, that you can comfortably use, and that you are able to use consistently and correctly. Your preferred method of birth control may change over your lifetime and is influenced by many different factors, including your age and health history, your reproductive goals such as the number of children you want and how soon you want to get pregnant, relationship factors, number of sexual partners, how often you have sex, and partner preference, religious benefits, differences between birth control methods, including how effective they are at preventing pregnancy, side effects caused, and whether they can prevent sexual transmitted infections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want you to close your book. How do the pills affect us? Because I know there are a lot of young people who use e-pills.
The e-pills.
Yes.
Actually, e-pills, they contain a lot of hormones.
Yes.
That's why we discourage so many people to use e-pills. You better use the everyday pill, which we normally call them COX, combined contraceptives, which you can take actually every day without interruption. But e-pills, if you take today once, then we are going to discourage you to take them after every year.
So after how long should one actually take it? Because I know the young people use that as a form as a mode of contraception. It is a type of contraception, right? An example. But now, how long should one use it, or after how long should one use it?
One is supposed to use before 72 hours after the sexual intercourse. That is when it is effective. Or it can go even to 120 hours. Yeah.
What are the effects of using P2 for a very long time? Alafu pia akasema, and there are small school going girls ambao hutumia tembe ama sindano. Je, madhara yake ni gani ikizingatiwa bado ni teenagers?
Okay, asante sana kwa swali hilo. P2, we consider it as an emergency family planning. We don't consider it as a long-term family planning.
Yes.
Yeah, na P2, as I said, it has very high levels of hormones. Na as you know, hormones zikiwa very high, zinaweza kukuletea madhara mengine kwa mwili. Long-term use of e-pill can also lead to waiting for long to have a kid. That's why we also discourage using the e-pills. Alafu na school-going children using the family planning, modern methods of family planning. We can offer school-going children family planning, but with the consent of a parent. Let's say umeona mtoto wako kwamba ameanza kuonja nje and you are afraid kwamba mtoto wako kwamba anaweza kupata pregnancy and you have really tried a lot, although sisi setu number 1 is to abstain.
Yes.
We normally encourage the school going children to abstain. Lakini kuna wale notorious wenye paka wameshinda wazazi wao, they have been taken through counseling na imeshindikana kabisa, and the parents are afraid that their children are going to get pregnant. Tunaweza kuwapatia, but only with the consent of a parent. We don't give family planning to school-going children, especially under 18 years.
Is it appropriate for somebody kwanza kutumia family planning kama hajazaa?
It's okay. Hatujui ni kwa nini mwenyewe umetaka, but we can accept kwa sababu that is your plan. Maybe you don't want to get pregnant at that time because you haven't achieved your goals. You want to get more time before you get pregnant. You can use family planning and you'll be okay with that. And fertility rate will soon come back after you've stopped the family planning.
I've had incidences of people say that they started using family planning before giving birth to their first child, but now ile sasa when they wanted to, ile kujaribu, it became difficult. Does it hamper one's fertility? Does it interfere with that?
Before you use family planning, you have to go and talk to your healthcare worker so that they can choose appropriately the kind of family planning which you're supposed to use. Kuna wale wako na shida na hormones, lakini they don't even tell their healthcare workers. Anaenda tu anamwambia mimi nipatie. Lakini if you talk to them na waeleze how your menses are, how you get your monthly periods, I think that can be appropriate. They can be able to help you choose the best method of family planning so that in near future, hautaweza kuteseka kupata mtoto.
Yeah. So since you're there on the best methods of family planning, how do I choose? How do I choose the best method of family planning?
Number 1, we normally consider your age.
Okay.
Yeah. We consider your age and your health history. Like the way I talked to you about the hormones, lazima ueleze healthcare worker wako the way you get your menses, your hormones zako kama ziko sawa atakuangalia, alafu sasa from there you can be able to choose one. If you're having a problem with your menses, I don't think that hormonal family planning will be the best for you. You better use the non-hormonal.
And these are people who have irregular menses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other one is the timing when you want to have the other pregnancy. Because we have a long-term and short-term methods. Short-term methods like Depo and the pills, those are hormonals. They can still be short-term methods. which you use every day, like the normal pill, you use every day, every day. When you want to get pregnancy, you just stop and then you are good to go. And then Depo is a 3-monthly injection. After 3 months, maybe you want to get pregnant after 1 year or 2 years, you can still use the Depo. That is 3-monthly injection. And then after that, you stop. And then if you want to get pregnant, maybe after 5 years, you can use the long-term methods, the implants and the IUCDs. Those are the long-term methods.
Okay, so you've talked about in order to choose the right contraceptive, you look at the age, and you also look at my hormones, and then you also look at time. What else? What else determines what type of contraception I should go for?
We can also consider about the religious beliefs. Some people believe that they don't use the modern contraceptive methods, so you can use the calendar. And then there are different types of the family planning methods, if you want to use the hormonal or non-hormonal methods. Yeah.
And what are the modern contraceptive contraception methods?
The modern contraceptive methods are the IUCD, implants, everyday pill, the injectables, condoms. Those are the modern contraceptive methods. And then the traditional methods, that breastfeeding, calendar. Yeah.
All right. Calendar. Explain the calendar. I know breastfeeding you've explained. What is the calendar? Does that mean I look at my cycle?
Yeah, you look your cycle. But for the calendar method, we say for the only ones who have regular menses, not for the irregular.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does the calendar method work?
Let's say your menses are normally, your cycle is a 30-day cycle. You can count 7 days. 7 days before, you count 22 days. 22 days you are not safe. And then the 7 days, that is when you are safe.
So
you count from day 1 of your menses, 22 days. And then after 22 days, you count the 7 days, that is you are safe. For the 22 days, you are not safe.
Do you want to say that again?
From day 1 of your menses,
yes.
Day 1 menses,
yes.
Up to 22 days, you are not safe.
You're not safe.
You are not safe.
Yes.
And then after 22 days, the first day, that is the 7 days after 22 days, that is you are safe.
But that only works if somebody has regular menses. All right. There's a question here. Anasema, I'm interested to know about the side effects of the hormonal implant, especially the gaining of weight. Can a user control that? If I decide to use the implant as my contraceptive and my life activities are as usual, do I have to start going to the gym so that I do not gain weight from contraception? And that's question 1. So let's answer that before I go to question 2. Because, yes, this is something that affects a lot of women.
Now, you see, using hormonal contraceptives, you have no control over hormones. So you might even gain weight even if you go to the gym.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it for all the hormonal contraceptives?
All hormonal contraceptives, but it depends with your body. People gain weight, some even lose weight. Yeah. It depends with your hormones.
So even if I go to the gym, it's still...
No, you have no control over it because it is hormonal. You have no control of your hormones.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that's why people don't opt for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why people don't go for it.
If you don't want to gain weight, better use the non-hormonal methods.
But what is the side effect of the non-hormonal methods? Why are people not going for them? Let's say the IUCD, that's the coil. Why don't people opt for them?
Actually, I cannot even tell. But people fear. They just fear the IUCD because I think it's the kind of method of insertion. But to tell you the truth, it's not even painful. Yeah.
I've heard people say they had IUCD and then they got pregnant.
Yeah.
Does that work? Can that happen?
Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, it can happen maybe if the IUCD dislodged from the inserted place.
So it's also not safe?
No, it's safe.
How does
In
it
fact,
dislodge?
it is even safe than even the other methods.
Yes, but how is it safe when, let's say, I use IUCD, I didn't want to have a child, and then all of a sudden I'm pregnant again, na niko na sijui watoto tano.
Failure rates are there. Failure rates are there. It can happen. Maybe if you have a lot of cramping
Yes.
and a lot of menses, yeah, it can even dislodge. Or if you start having
We will find the word. We will find the word. And then now she's also saying about the non-hormonal, which is the coil. Is it normal for the male partner? Now, this is actually a very good question. The timing, though. Is it normal for the male partner to feel the IUCD, the coil?
The male partner will not feel the IUCD.
Yes.
He will only feel the strings of the IUCD
Okay.
on the first days of insertion. But after some times, he won't feel it anymore. Not
Okay.
unless it is lodged.
So is it uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's comfortable
it's
because
uncomfortable, that is.
no, it's not uncomfortable. Actually, where we insert the IUCD, we insert it at the uterus, not at the vagina. So when one is having sexual intercourse, they normally have it on the vagina, not at the uterus.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's safe.
Somebody say another question is, what is the remedy if someone has been using P2 for a long time and has just realized it has its effects?
You just stop it. You stop and then you see a gynecologist.
What are the side effects of Postina 2? Of P2?
Like I told you, you can delay to have pregnancy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the only side effect?
Yeah.
Okay. What questions do you have? 0700917917. I'm talking to Edna Ndzombo, and a lot of questions are coming in because people want to know. Now, why is it important for the man to know about contraceptives?
It is important for a man to know about contraceptives so that they can support their ladies in using the contraceptives. Yeah.
Are there contraceptives for men?
Yeah. We
yes.
have condoms.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one which we have.
It's the only one. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking at it na sasa pengine niulizie hapo kwa sababu boy child pia ni lazima tu represent. So wakati tukiangalia hii story zote, unamaanisha kwamba kuna ulazima wa mwanaume ajue kwamba hilo linaendelea? Because wakati mwingi nahisi kama wanaume wengi hawana hata shughuli ya kujua hizo contraceptives ni nini haswa.
Siku hizi tuna encourage wanaume kuja kwa family planning. In fact, hata huwa tunawalau kwenye room ya family planning kwa sababu tumerealize kwamba wanaume wengi wakija kwa family planning wanatusaidia wa mama kutumia the modern method of family planning, especially the IUCD. Kwa sababu wakati tukimwekea yule mama ile IUCD, huwa tunamuuliza yule mwanamume aangalie pale ndani ambapo tumeweka kama anaiona. Na actually anakuambia kwamba mimi siioni na sijui kwa nini tulikuwa tunaogopa, na mbona wanaume wengi wanasema kwamba huwa wanaweza kuipata hiyo IUCD. Lakini huwa tukiweka tunaiweka kwa uterus, hatuiweki kwa vagina. Sasa tunataka yule mwanamume aconfirm kweli ile IUCD hayuko kwenye vagina, iko kwenye uterus.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the impact of unmet needs in terms of contraception.
The impact of unmet needs, currently we have 72 million of unplanned pregnancy.
Yeah.
Alafu pia we have
72 million.
74 million.
74 million unplanned pregnancies.
Unplanned pregnancy.
That's
of which mara nyingi unapata iko mostly in the adolescents.
Wait, what do you mean 74 million?
74 million unplanned pregnancy, that's the truth.
Worldwide?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you're going to say countrywide.
No, worldwide.
Yeah. What are the statistics in Kenya? No? Okay.
And then we have 22 million unplanned birth.
Mm.
And then we have 36 million abortion every year.
Oh,
36
Mm.
billion or
Million.
Million.
yeah, 36 million abortions every year.
Okay.
So we find that most pregnancies, they are unplanned.
They are unplanned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not taking precaution.
We are not taking precaution. Watu wako tu wanaogopa sijui.
What would you recommend?
If you know that you are sexually active,
Yes.
just visit the hospitals. You will be helped. Hatunyimi mtu family planning. Hakuna mtu ananyimwa. In fact, in the public services, public sectors, it's nearer to free. The mostly utapata wana charge kama sasa sisi Kongowea Health Center, it's only 20 bob. Lakini kwingine hata ni free kabisa. It's not that expensive. It's free.
So if you're sexually active, you go to the hospital and then
You'll be helped.
they put you on contraception.
Yeah. Na hata ukisema una pesa, hakuna mtu atakufukuza. You'll be given free.
Okay. So let's say I show up at Kongowea Hospital. Is it Kongowea Hospital?
Yeah, Kongowea.
Will they consider what type of hormones I have? Will they check my hormones and determine the best contraceptive for me?
Yeah, as
What's
we
the
discuss,
procedure?
When
Yeah.
you come, we are going to take your vital signs, that is your blood pressure
Yes.
and your weight. Alafu, we shall talk about the contraceptives. I'll show you the different types of contraceptives. Alafu, depending on the way we talk as we go along, we shall be able to help you choose the best method.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We've touched on side effects of contraceptives, which I know people fear. And a lot of people fear gaining weight, losing weight. What other side effects are there with contraceptive use?
On the hormonal methods, some people will tell you that they get menses in between. But we can even help them control that. We are going to counteract it. Yeah.
Any other?
Yeah. Those are the ones which people mostly complain about.
Gaining weight and then menses in between. Yeah.
Their cycle, yeah.
Okay. So what is now our country, Kenya, doing towards the use of modern contraceptives? As Edna is checking out her notes, what questions do you have? 07009179117. Let's talk. Do you have any question? Do you want to learn something about contraceptives? Kuna mtu anasema, I'm Zillion from Bamburi. Nasikiza show maju. Asante sana Zillion. Kuna mwingine bado naona hapa anataka kuuliza swali. Kama bado mwingine pia anauliza swali lake. Edna, what are we doing as a country?
Our commitment as Kenya's healthcare workers is to increase the modern contraceptive preference rates, especially to the married women, from 58% to 64% by 2030.
Why are we not seeing married women use contraceptives?
They use.
They use?
Yeah, they use.
Is it a lot of them?
In fact, it has increased from 32% in 2003 to 57%.
Oh, okay. There's another question here, but this is for watershed period. We will have to bring you in usiku. Show ya usiku. Maswali ambayo naona hapa hatuwezi zungumzia saa hizi. We cannot. So kuna mtu anauliza, if I got my coil inserted at a public hospital, can I have it removed anywhere else? E.g. a private hospital? Do I have to go to the same place or to the same gynecologist?
No, can be removed anywhere. Yeah.
And then also for the long-term contraceptive, how often should one go for checkups? Do they need checkups? They can stay till 5 years.
Depends with the kind of contraceptive. Like the implant after insertion, no need of coming back, not unless you have any problem. But the IUCD, we encourage them to come for checkup. On the first day of insertion, you come after 1 month so that we can be able to check you up. and then after every year. Yeah.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Edna. It's been so good having you. It is World Contraceptive Day. And remember the theme for this year. This year's Contraceptive Day has been a choice for all, freedom to plan, power to choose. And it highlights that every individual must be guaranteed the freedom to protect their reproductive health and to plan their family, access to contraception, to bodily autonomy, and achieve one's full potential. A choice for all, freedom to plan, the power to choose. It's your body, it's your choice.